Are you or have you ever been involved in art?
No, not really. I just sewing, the art of sewing and crocheting and knitting and making things like that. That's about my art.
If so, did you study art formally?
No, only in the grade school.
Do you know any sculptors or painters?
Not personally, but I have friends who are into sculpturing, but they're not personally.
What form of style of art do you like?
Well, I like still life and outdoor scenes.
Tell us about the artists of your time.
Artists of my time. Well, I guess it was Dolly and that's about the only one that the surrealistic drawings. What do you call it? Art, the nutty stuff.
What was courting like when you were young?
There's no difference. The boys all looking for the same thing. The girls is out there ringing and twisting. So what do you expect? What was courting like? The only difference was you couldn't you couldn't be out of the house late because some of the kids would just sneak them in the house. But if girls went out and visited a girlfriend, their fathers would walk them home. But today, it's different. They may not even come home.
What what the rules for courting when you were young? What were the rules for courting when you was young?
One thing, just kissing. You wouldn't be feeling, just kissing.
Do you ever go to any of these theaters academies for show?
What?
Did you ever go to any of these theaters or academies for show? Nixon Grand, Phase Theater, Fans Theater, Apollo Theater, Cotton Club Theater in New York, Birdland in New York, Academy of Music Philadelphia, Blue Note Philadelphia, Newtown Tavern.
I have sang in the Academy of Music here. And in Philadelphia, there was two movies. One was a standard on South Street, and that's where I saw Dracula. A lady that I used to sit with, she was sick and her husband could afford somebody as a companion. I'd go and sit with her, so she wanted to go see Dracula. And I went with her, so she stopped to buy a big bag of potato chips. We went in, and the picture was going so good. I put my hand in the bag and I eat some potato chip. After a while, when I had a little intermission, she said, "Can you eat some potato chip?" I ate the whole bag. Never knew I ate it. Ate the whole bag.
Do you remember Rudolph Valentino?
Oh yes, Rudolph Valentino with all those desert pictures. Yeah, yeah. That was
Absolutely.
called the Chic of Araby. Of course, there were neighborhood movies, black movies, and like the Douglas Theater on Fairmont Avenue. Every Tuesday night, I believe they had talent night. Folks would go up there. I remember one guy was saying, "I'm the Sheik of Araby. I'm the Sheik of Araby with no clothes on. Your love belongs to me with no clothes on." And everybody was falling out in the movies.
What kind of entertainment was provided by these places?
Well, it was just, like I say, vaudeville. That was the vaudeville. And then after that, they had the news and then the movie. But then Douglas had mostly all colored movies.
Can you name any of these
No,
places?
no, I'm not that good. I remember a lot of things, but not that good.
Music, as you know, is a central part of black culture. Without music, it is impossible that our ancestors could have found it harder than it was to survive. Do you or did you know anything about these singers? Marian Anderson,
Oh, yes,
Paul Robeson,
yes.
Sarah Vaughan.
There's one more there, too. It was a tenor. Paul Robeson was the baritone. There was another black one was a tenor. Oh,
Was it Tucker?
huh?
Was his name Tucker? Tucker?
No. He was a short man. He was black. I'll have to look at. I can find it if I look in that book there. But anyway, sure, I've been in the audience and hear Marion sing. She came from South Philadelphia, so she's a Philadelphia woman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mills Brothers.
Who?
The Mills Brothers.
Oh yes, in the days of the Mills Brothers, the few people who had radios, like at the corner store, the man used to put the radio on the windowsill, and all the men would stand around the corner to listen at the Mills Brothers.
Dinah Washington.
Yeah, Dinah Washington. Yeah.
What is that? Ella Fitzgerald.
Ella Fitzgerald, yeah.
Bessie Smith.
Yeah, now that Bessie Smith, and there was a sister, her named Mamie Smith. We used to buy them records, and I can hear Bessie Smith saying, Beale Street Mama, Papa, why don't you come back home? It isn't proper to leave your mama all alone. And so Mom came home one time, we had, I don't want no South Street music in the house, take that off of there. We had a Victrola, but you wind up, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my brother brought it home, yeah. Bessie Smith and Mamie Smith, oh, that was all the rage. Everybody had them. In those days, people had player pianos. We didn't have a player piano. We were a preacher's family, you know. But the only way we could sneak in one of them blues records, you know. We would have a good time those days. All the kids in the street would be in the house, you know. Because Mom, you know, like most colored women, excuse me, they talked so much. They would go to church and they'd stay so long. We knew exactly what time Mom and Pop would come home. Because Pop's church was out of town. When they come home, we would get the kids out of the house by 10:30. We'd be listening at those records.
Okay, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this name right. Help me out.
Spell it.
You name me Carlisle's?
Unimate Carline.
Huh?
Unimate Carline. I met you
Oh,
then,
my-
I know you now.
What did she sing?
I met you then, I know you now.
What did you say?
I miss you then, I know you now.
I met you then,
Oh,
I know you
Yeah,
now.
I don't know too much about that. I might. It just maybe didn't appeal to me.
Mac used to like her.
Yeah, it didn't appeal.
Here go one for you, Nat King Cole.
Oh yeah, Nat King Cole. What I thought about him, he was the smoothest, most wonderful pianist and singing, and he had the biggest mouth. It was like an alligator when he opened his mouth. You could see all his teeth. But he was the cleanest, smoothest, most wonderful artist. His daughter has no way come up to in comparison to him. I saw him over at the Latin Casino over in Jersey. That's when he would, I thought he was just smooth.
Alberta Hunter.
Yeah, I heard her sing a couple of times.
Billy Eckstein.
Billy Eckstein was all the rage in those days, yeah, back in the 40s.
Mahalia Jackson.
No, Mahalia was all right. She was a typical gospel singer, but the time what knocked her, as far as in my estimation, is because after she sang a wonderful concert, she jumped down off of the pulpit and run up and down the aisle. Now I want somebody who's going to give me $20. Who's going to give me $20? Now they took up a collection. She wanted so many people to give her 20. She went all over the place. To me, that took something away from her singing.
This is. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's when it just a money making thing. I thought she was singing out of her heart. She should have relied upon what they gave her, you know.
This is definitely not the complete list. Can you add more to the list of singers?
Not really, because I'm only going by which were the popular singers at that time.
Do you know anything about these musicians? Scott Joplin.
Scott Joplin.
Joplin.
Well, I heard a lot of his music, yeah. He's from New Orleans, wasn't he? Jazz.
Cab Calloway.
Cab Calloway, oh yeah, but that loud mouth of his.
Fats Waller.
Fats Waller, my brother used to be a friend of his, and Fats was a great pianist.
Chick Webb.
Chick Webb, yeah,
King Oliver.
maybe. I'm not too clear on that.
Pete Johnson.
Not too clear on that.
Hazel Scott.
Oh yes, that's what's her name? Powell's wife, Adam Clayton Powell's wife.
Dorothy Donegan.
Dorothy Donegan?
That's right,
How you spell it?
Donegan.
That's Dorothy Donegan, that's right.
Louis Armstrong.
Yeah, Louis Armstrong. Yeah,
Jimmy Lunchford.
yeah, Lunsford.
Noble Sicily.
Noble Sicily, yes.
Louis Jordan.
Louis Jordan.
Albert Amos.
They were all the big bands.
Pine Top Smith. Duke Ellington.
Of course, Duke Ellington, yeah.
Lucky Melinder.
Yes.
U.B. Blake.
U.B. Blake, he died not so many years ago. He lived in his 90s. Great pianist.
Nat King Cole.
Of course, I did say Nat King Cole.
Med Lux Louis.
Me, Lux Lewis.
This is also definitely not the end of the complete. Excuse me. This is also definitely not the complete list. Can you add any more of these list of musicians?
Not really. There were most of them. They're not the colored ones. They were all white ones. My kids used to listen to all the big band music, so they were white ones. These are the black ones.
Please tell us about the music that you have enjoyed throughout the years.
Well,
Did you ever-
mostly I enjoyed concert music
Did you ever study music?
in school.
If so, what instrument or instruments did you study?
Voice.
Where did you study music?
In school, in the class, you had music classes.
What is your favorite type of music?
Classical. Well, I mean classical, it would be now, I guess you would, like the religious oratorios. But that word classical, and many people, they think it's like sentimental. Actually, it's music that's been classified, you know. But I prefer the religious oratorios, some operas.
Were you ever a professional dancer?
Sure, like a hippopotamus. No, but I used to go to dances. In our time, we had two dance halls that were black in Philadelphia. One was the Strand Ballroom, and the other was the, oh gosh, the Waltz Stream. It was called the Waltz Stream. Those are the two places where black folks went to dance.
Are any of your relatives professional dancers?
Yes, I have one, a niece. She's also an founder and owner of the Philadanco.
Did you dance for recreation?
Well, more than any kid would do, you know, like you go out on the evening, go to a dance.
Do you know anything about these dancers? Nicholas Brothers? Catherine Dunham?
Catherine Dunham,
Dunham?
yeah, she's a great teacher.
Josephine Baker?
Yeah, the last time I saw Josephine Baker, I believe it was back in 1950 or 52. She came here, I think the Elks or the Masons had something. She came from Paris to speak at the church where I was going at. And she was just as stunning as she was on the picture.
Alvin Ailey?
Alvin Ailey,
Yes.
okay, he's a choreographer.
Bojangles? Bill Robinson?
Bojangles, yeah, Bill Bojangles, yeah, I remember him.
William Manston Trio?
Yes,
The Steve Brothers? Step Brothers?
that's the name I can. See, maybe that time I was having new babies. I maybe have time to think about it.
Can you name any more dancers?
No, just no. Like I tell you before, if you're more interested in the religious side of life, you didn't really, go in for that. Those are people who followed around those kind of things. All right, now you take that in the religious field, where like gospel music, you have a set of people who follow those gospel singers just like the baseball people have. They have their clique too. So I primarily was a person who went to church, sang on a choir, and came back. That was it. Now my sisters and them, they followed up, and my brothers too. They knew all about that. See, they went to nightclubs. I didn't, because I didn't drink and I didn't smoke. So there was nothing there for me.
Tell us about the dances that were done during your lifetime. Cakewalk?
Cakewalk, my mother said, came in her time. My time was the collegiate, the collegiate, but that was the one that took on every kind of thing. The ski scass, the Lindy Hop, and
Charleston. Charleston.
Yeah, the Charleston, of course.
Black Bottom.
Foxtrot, waltz.
Black Bottom?
Yeah, Black Bottom, sure did.
Shorty George?
But
Trucking?
trucking, yeah, that's the Joe Louis dance. That's why you're supposed to be trucking like this, like
You
this.
want to truck?
No. See, you do like do hop. See, that's why he's supposed to be fighting. That's a Joe Louis truck. That's what they call it.
Okay. Dolo? Jitterbuggy?
Jitterbug, yeah.
Ballroom?
Ballroom, yes.
Waltz?
Waltz.
Okay. Can you name any other dances?
Nope. Foxtrot, is a foxtrot on there?
Yes. I said Foxtrot, Cakewalk, Charleston, Lindy Hop. Yeah, I said
White
that.
folks, well, then you have bouncing up and down.
Did you ever
The
go
pony, there's another one called the
on
pony.
the pony?
Yeah, there's a dance that should be on a pony.
No.
Pony came along the time when the twist.
Oh, okay, you didn't say the twist.
Yeah.
Did you ever go on a hayride?
No, but I went down the river on the boat when they have a boat ride, folks. I never went on no hayride.
Went on a horse or a wagon?
Oh, I showed you when we went down Virginia.
On a truck?
Once I've been in a truck.
Swim? Did you ever go swimming
Nope. Only in the bathtub.
at a swimming pool? Was they integrated? The swimming pools?
I never went.
At a water? Did you ever shoe pool?
I would love to. I used to go watch it. My mother would send me to a lady's house and I'd stop and climb up on the fence and peek down in the pool room, watch the men shoot pool. I've always been interested, but never shot it yet.
Did you ever hit pitch horse? Did you ever pitch horse? Your horseshoes? Excuse me.
No,
I'm sorry.
no.
What cards game did you play?
What kind of game? Badminton and checkers, domino, Scrabble, and Parcheesi. That's the main one.
Did you ever go to Woodside Park, Willowbrook Park, Willow Lake
Yes,
Park?
yes. Woodside and Willow Grove went to.
Lenape Park?
Lenape. That's Lenape.
Or Lenape?
No, I never went to Lenape.
Did you ever go on any picnics?
Loads of them. Like family picnics and also family reunion picnics.
Did you ever go to a rent party?
A what?
A rent party?
You mean a house rent party?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you call a house show.
Oh, you're called the house shop?
Yeah, that's what they call it. You pay a dime to get in, just to dance, and you pay to get in to dance, and then they buy the whiskey or whatever they had to sell to you.
Did
Yeah.
Did you ever crash a party?
No, you knew better than doing something like that, because those folks who had house parties was having to afford to pay their bills, and you wouldn't dare do nothing like that.
What went on at some parties, some of the parties?
Ooh, I went once. I was shocked. This girl told me, come on, let's go to so-and-so's house. Now, I just decided this night I was going to hang out with them. And every time I turned around, they would say, oh, child, we were out last night, we balled back. That was the word, balled back. What you do? Oh, we had us a ball. So I decided this week I'm going to ask my aunt to take care of my baby. I'm going to go out and see what they ball back. We went to 3 tap rooms. I don't drink, so I was drinking Pepsi Cola, They were drinking, and they started acting so silly, and by the time I got to laughing at them, I was giddy in the head from laughing, So I guess I was drunk like the rest of them. So anyway, they said, come on now, let's go to so-and-so's house. We walked 5 blocks to this woman's house. I said, nobody home here? They said, oh, come on, girl. Went up there and rang the doorbell. I said, nobody's home. The door opened. You couldn't see nothing in. I said, I can't see, put a light on. They said, come on, I got you. They dragged me down the dark hall. When they got there, when they shut the front door, opened the door, the kitchen with millions of Negroes in there, smoke everywhere. And then when they turned the step and went down, there was a whole, like a tap room, that table set up, everybody drinking and talking. From the outside, you couldn't see a thing. So I had to go to the toilet. When I went upstairs to the toilet, he was up there smoking marijuana cigarettes in the bathroom. Come out and let me in. I looked in the bedroom, there was in the bed in there. I said, no more. If I would get out of here alive, I'm never coming back. That's what you call a house shouts or house rent parties. That's how many of the black folks that didn't go to church, a few of them did too. That's how they paid for their homes in those days.
Okay, did you ever go to a house party?
Just said it.
No, but one is a rent party and the other is a house party.
No, all of it's the same. Don't let nobody tell you it's any different. Anybody who had parties at their house, they was there to make the money. That's what they call house rent parties. And the act of it was called a house shout.
Okay, so they both the same.
Now, a house shout meant you had a piano over here with a man sitting beside beating a trap drum and no furniture in the floor. And you just danced. You go down in the cellar, get your whiskey and stuff, up in the bathroom, your marijuana, in the bedroom if you want to get in the bed.
What did you and your family do on Sunday when you were young?
Oh, we used to go to church in the morning. Then we would go into Sunday school, which lasted from 5 o'clock. Then we would walk from our house, 46 and Fairmont Avenue, to 63rd and Market. That was the outing, looking at all the store windows. And from 46 to 63rd, and we walk all the way back. After we got older, we could go out and stay longer. We went to morning service, Sunday school. Sunday school was out at 4:30. Then we stayed to BYPU, that's at 7 o'clock, and then stayed for the night service. You were in church all day. Mom took a bag of something to food to eat, and we played around the church in between. That was your life in the church.
When were your meals cooked for Sunday?
What type of meals?
No, when were the meals cooked for
Remarkable. How I could never understand how we could have hot rolls on Sunday morning, and my mother would get up and fix them. So I found out later on she would put them down like at 11:30 at night to rise, and she'd get up around 4 o'clock and put them down in the shape of rolls. And then at around 8 o'clock we come down, they were just cooked. It was a standard thing you had on Sunday morning breakfast. You had fried chicken or fried salt herring, or other people had fried salt mackerel and hot rolls. That's what was Sunday morning breakfast, and fried potatoes.
What do you do on the Sundays now that you are a senior citizen?
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Some senior citizens are out in the street getting in everybody's way. They don't move fast enough. But now that I'm in the house, I just sit down and look at the television. Or do the cross. I'm an avid crossword puzzle person.
Tell us about the food that you have eaten during your life.
Chitlins, hog maws, pig feet, potato salad, greasy greens, and
Neck bones.
no, Mom had only smoked neck bones. I went to visit a lady in Chester one day. She wanted me to visit her mother's house, and I went there. They were from Georgia, and they set up all the beautiful table we had. She said that Georgia people can make the best dumplings. Said you can put them in the water, they'll bounce up to the top, where everybody else will lay down on the bottom. They put all that fine stuff on the table. In walked her mother with a platter this long, with cabbage and smoked sparrows on the top. That's what I had. I like cabbage sandwiches for breakfast. They were insulted because I wouldn't eat their chicken. I'm strictly a green sandwich and a cabbage sandwich person. You getting hungry?
No. One of the things that enable people to endure great hardship is our sense of humor. Do you remember any jokes or poems or funny songs that you would like to share with us?
Unprintable. A whole lot of them. You want a dirty one or a clean one?
Whatever makes you happy.
No, nothing makes me happy to say anything terrible. Wait a minute. No, I don't know any. There's some of them. See, these over the years have been given to me by my children too, strangers have seen. But there's a lot of jokes going on.
How about Titanic or the signifying monkey?
The what?
How about the Titanic or the signifying monkey?
Who's the signifying monkey?
That was up jumped a monkey from Coconut Grove.
Oh, I don't know nothing
It
about
said
that.
the monkey was signifying monkey. Said one to the lion one day, there's a so and so coming down your way.
That one I missed.
The other one was the Titanic. After the Titanic sunk, Shine was supposed to have been approached
Wait
by
a minute.
Shine, oh Shine.
Wait a minute, no, wait a minute. It was, I think, it goes like this. When the Titanic's, well, somebody told me here lately, but it started sinking, and this man, oh gosh, he got into New York City, shot into New York City 15 minutes before the Titanic sunk. Is that the one you have?
No, this is about
It's a black man.
black
This one.
man, right? And this white woman asked him to save her, and there were certain favors she was going to provide him with if he saved her.
No, this one is a better one. I have to get this one again, because they say that. Oh, he had a pain in the stomach or something, and he shot into New York, and his Titanic left. And oh, don't quote me on that one. But I've got to get that one again.
Before Jackie Robinson, like most of the other American institutions were segregated. Although much progress has been considered to be made in American society, much remains to be done. Do you know anything about baseball?
Never knew very much about baseball. All I knew that when I was a child, there were the Newton Coal Company, which was based at 44th and Parkside and Girard Avenue. Newton Coal Company had a team of baseball players. There was one fellow in particular who had one arm. He was called One Arm Turner. He was the greatest pitcher. And then there was another one, I forget his name. He was such a great runner. But they used to play a team of black baseball team from Derby. They were called a Hilldale team. And they used to have their ball games at 47th and Spruce Street. That's before they built any apartments over there. And everybody in the whole city would go all the way over there and come back with them. It was a good ball game in the days. I didn't know about the game, but I was with the gang.
Did you ever play baseball for fun?
No, I would just throw catch. Only thing I played was badminton. I'm pretty good at that.
Do you know some of the Negroes baseball players?
Jackie Robinson and what's the name? The one that lived up in Jersey who got paralyzed. What's his name?
Roy Campanella.
Yeah, Roy Campanella.
Don Newcomb.
Who?
Don Newcomb. And
Don Newcomb, yeah.
Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron, yeah.
And Satchel Paige.
Satchel Paige, yeah. A lot about him. I've read several stories about him.
What about you? You have any opinions on any of them?
Well, as far as what my brothers say, they're great ball players. That's all.
Well, do you know anything about football?
None whatsoever.
Okay. Okay. Tell us about boxing. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, I remember when I was a kid. It was Jack Johnson,
Joe Louis,
Joe Lewis.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
You gonna tell me, or I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, and what's his name? Nice little fellow.
Don't forget
The
Henry
one that
Armstrong.
just died. Oh, I think it was in Camden, New Jersey.
Joe Walcott.
Joe Walcott, Jersey Joe Walcott. And who else?
Henry Armstrong.
Yeah, Henry Armstrong, yeah.
Ike Williams,
Ike Williams, yeah.
Bob Montgomery,
Can't remember too much about it.
Joe Gans,
Gans, yeah.
Kid Chocolate,
Good chocolate, yeah.
and Sandy Sadler.
Yeah, the reason why I know about them, my brother used to be, my brother James used to be a Golden Glove boxer, you know, amateur boxer. He used to get the book called The Boxing Blade, and I used to read it.
What other sports can you tell us about?
Well, that's all the sports I can tell you about.
What sports did you participate in?
Nothing but in school, sports that we had competitions and things, of running, broad jump, and stuff like that.
What social organization do you belong to?
Now or then or
You can answer both now.
just right now I'm just in church, but just recently, before my husband got sick, I was with the American Red Cross.
What community service have you performed?
With the Red Cross, I was a trainer and also an interviewer and also officer of the day. And of course, I set up the bloodmobiles in the office. And then before that, I was with the United Way, as you used to call it, United Fund. And we were part of the committee that went around to see how the money that was spent, that was solicited, was spent. And I've been in the crime prevention. With back in the 50s, I was with the what they call the pilot area. That's when Commissioner Gibbons was a commissioner of police.
What do you think about Malcolm X?
Malcolm X, don't know too much about him. But from some of the things I heard that he quoted, I didn't find anything wrong with it. An awful lot of truism in it. So other than that, I don't know too much about him, so I can't comment on it, no more than that.
What do you think about Louis Farrakhan?
Now that's another person that I can't comment on because, first of all, I have a different belief than what he believes. I don't believe in separating races. I believe in all people won't be in one, although we look different. But if they can cohabit with each other, it's fine with me. If you can do without them, it's still fine.
What do you think of Reverend Leon Sullivan?
great man who started a lot of giving young people incentive to be on their own and to raise themselves up from to a different standard of what they've been used to. I think he's a great man. Also a great preacher too.
Although we have voted for very few of our so-called leaders, in general, what do you think about the people who have been declared as our leader?
Well, that's another thing. The people they declare as our leader, I don't think are really leaders. It's the fact that the white man finds something in them that they fear, so immediately they dub them as leader. Only I know who my leader is. Nobody can tell me that someone is my leader. And I don't think any of the people like Jesse Jackson, Martin Luther King, or any of them that were my leaders. I only have one leader, God, and his son Jesus Christ. However, if they believe what I believe, and we're trying to please God, that's okay. He is my co-partner, not my leader. That's the way I feel about it.
Songs that our ancestors sang in church, like I've been birthed and scorned. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, and I'm through in mind they suffered. They suffered a lot. Even though they were unhappy, they still moved, as they would say, forward and always tried to do right things.
Ask that question over again. They used to say forward. Am I right, Lucille? Forward. See, it's spelled forward, not forward.
Oh,
Ask it over again. As a matter of fact, you missed the
See,
song. No.
Right? Sometimes I feel like a motherless child.
And it's insert. You see the symbol for an insert?
Well, you kind of roll on it.
Right on roll. That's symbol for an insert when you do editing. Then see, you're going to have to expect this. Okay. I feel like, and see that's an insert that tells you insert, and then you go up here and read. Okay. And I'm troubled in mind, and then you drop back thing. It tells us that they suffered.
Okay, so start this over right here.
Right. Start the whole shoot match over again. Yeah. I'll have to edit it anyhow. Okay, you're on. Go ahead.
Songs that our ancestors sang in church, like I've been birthed and scorned.
Oh, cut again. Butte.
I've been buked and I've been scorned.
Oh, I put an R in there. I'm sorry.
It's rebuked. Rebuked.
I've been buked and I've been scorned.
You wrote an R in there?
Yeah, see, I said burped.
No, burp means you want to cut somebody's head off.
Buke, it means rebuked. I've been buked and I've been scorned. I've been buked and I've been scorned. So forth.
Songs that our ancestors sang in church, like I've been buked and scorned. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, and I'm through the mind they suffered a lot. Even though they were unhappy, they still moved, as they would say. Forward.
You gotta go back over again, yeah. Forward. That's right. That's the way they talk.
See now, what your problem is this. Is that off?
No, it's rolling. That's all right. There's no problem.
Now let me read that for you.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, right.
Okay, I could read that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you.
See, they used to always say in church, we're going to move forward.
But songs it means that our ancestors sang in church, like I've been buked and scorned. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Tells us that I'm proud.
I'm troubled in mind.
I'm troubled in mind.
Well, we can
tells us that they suffered a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's cross it up. It's going to create that much trouble.
Yeah.
I'm going to see, but you have to learn how to read. You have to learn how to read editing because this happens a lot.
See, what my problem is with that is immediately when I see those words, those tunes get in my head and I can't read because I feel like saying it. You know?
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now.
Oh, so this is the whole song?
Just cross. Okay, yeah. Cross that. I crossed that one section right there.
Yeah, you cross out the top part. What about this part?
That part tells that they suffered a lot. Tells us that they suffered a lot. See, I feel like a motherless child. Comma tells us that they suffered a lot. Okay.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it tells us also too, even though they felt that they were like motherless children, and they were buked and scorned, true. But they never, I always felt that those older people didn't think about doing the best they could with what they had and not be lamenting what they didn't have or what they weren't. See?
I think you're anticipating. I think you're anticipating the question she's going to ask.
Okay.
So let her go over there and then you'll be able to do that, okay? Okay.
Songs that our ancestors sang in church like I've been rebuked and scorned. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child tell us that suffered a lot. Even though
You better do that over again. They suffered a lot. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
songs that our ancestors sang in church like I've been rebuked and scorned. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child tell us that suffered a lot. They suffered a lot. Even though they were unhappy, they still moved, as they would say, forward and always tried to do right things. With all of these hardships, they still held their heads up proudly and with dignity. What has helped us endure the hardship that you have experienced during your life? If you could live your life again, what would you do different than what you did before? That didn't have a question mark.
Oh, did I have a question mark there? Okay. Okay.
Just this one.
Okay.
So
You can go ahead and roll into it. Go ahead.
What would I do different if I had my life
No,
over again?
let her ask the question first, and then, because I'm gonna have to edit it. Go ahead, ask.
what has helped you endure the hardship that you have experienced on your life?
Well, I tell you, as I say, I hark back to my church life. That helps you endure anything. I look forward to Sunday, to be in church, and to worship, and to sing. That was it. That transcends all hardships you can have. A lot of hardships you have in your lifetime can occur in the family too. See, siblings and different feelings they have one to another. And as we spoke about before, difference in color of skin has caused even conflicts in some families. We have some children lighter than the others, some darker than the others. See, so cut now, Monkey.
Now that I've need 10 seconds so I can edit.
Okay, while that's rolling, can I ask you something?
What?
Was this supposed to be a question?
No, I just see, I edit. When I'm reading anything, I'm constantly editing and changing. I see what I want to change, and I will change it tomorrow. Okay. Go ahead.
What has helped you endure the hardship that you have experienced during life?
Like I say, a good mother and father and my church life.
I'm sorry.
That's it.
Okay. If you could live your life again, what would you do different than what you did before?
Really nothing. I'll tell you why. Even though it maybe seem hard, maybe I wasn't pleasing my mother and father and everything, but in my life there's one thing I wanted, was to be a wife and a mother, and that I would never change.
What things would you like to see done for a better world tomorrow?
Well, I'd like to see the families get back together where there's a father figure in the home, and girls would wait to have children when they finish their education. And I'd like to see the education systems change, that they wouldn't espouse children having babies and giving out condoms and all those things to give license for doing the thing. I think people should get education, get themselves set in life so that they're prepared for married life. Because there is a great responsibility for married life. If they start young, it doesn't matter how young, but they must dedicate themselves to doing just that, not just, frivolous.
What would you say to young people today that would help them face the unknown world of tomorrow?
Well, first of all, as my life is, get in with God's kingdom or in His group, because there's two factions in this world, factions of evil and good. Get in with the ones that's in what we know as a religious field, regardless of what school of thought it is. That does give the children some kind of background. And also, if they don't have a father in the home, they can lift themselves above that. If they don't have a mother that's right, they can stand for the thing that's right. Depends on the personality of the person.
Do you have a special message that you would like to leave for your family?
For my family, tell them like I said, like an old man said to me one time, live as long as I have, and die when you can't help it.
Keep it like that.
Yeah, that was an 89-year-old man told me that. Hey, baby, live as long as I have and die when you can't help it. That's it. So what do I mean live? Live a good life. Just being alive is not living.
What do you think about Malcolm X?
Malcolm X, don't know too much about him. But from some of the things I heard that he quoted, I didn't find anything wrong with it. An awful lot of truism in it. So other than that, I don't know too much about him, so I can't comment on it, no more than that.
What do you think about Louis Farrakhan?
Now that's another person that I can't comment on because, first of all, I have a different belief than what he believes. I don't believe in separating races. I believe in all people won't be in one, although we look different. But if they can cohabit with each other, it's fine with me. If you can do without them, it's still fine.
What do you think of Reverend Leon Sullivan?
Great man who has started a lot of giving young people an incentive to be on their own and to raise themselves up from to a different standard of what they've been used to. I think he's a great man. Also a great preacher too.
Although we have voted for very few of our so-called leaders, in general, what do you think about the people who have been declared as our leader?
Well, that's another thing. The people they declare as our leader, I don't think are really leaders. It's the fact that the white man finds something in them that they fear, so immediately they dub them as leader. Only I know who my leader is. Nobody can tell me that someone is my leader. And I don't think any of the people like Jesse Jackson, Martin Luther King, or any of them that were my leaders. I only have one leader, God, and his son Jesus Christ. However, if they believe what I believe, and we're trying to please God, that's okay. He is my co-partner, not my leader. That's the way I feel about it.
Songs that our ancestors sang in church, like I've been birthed and scorned. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, and I'm through in mind they suffered. They suffered a lot. Even though they were unhappy, they still moved, as they would say, forward and always tried to do right things.
Ask that question over again. They used to say forward. Am I right, Lucille? Forward. See, it's spelled forward, not forward.
Songs that our ancestors sang in church, like I've been birthed and scorned.
Oh, cut again. Butte.
I've been buked and I've been scorned.
Oh, I put
Rebuke, it means rebuked. I've been buked and I've been scorned. I've been buked and I've been scorned. So forth.
Songs that our ancestors sang in church, like I've been buked and scorned. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, and I'm through the mind they suffered a lot. Even though they were unhappy, they still moved, as they would say, forward.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Then it tells us also too, even though they felt that they were like motherless children, and they were buked and scorned, true. But they never, I always felt that those older people didn't think about doing the best they could with what they had and not be lamenting what they didn't have or what they weren't. See?
I think you're anticipating. I think you're anticipating the question she's going to ask you.
Okay.
So let her go over there and then you'll be able to do that, okay? Okay.
Songs that our ancestors sang in church, like I've been buked and scorned. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Tell us that suffered a lot. Even though
You better do that over again. They suffered a lot, okay? Go ahead.
Songs that our ancestors sang in church, like I've been buked and scorned. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Tell us that suffered a lot. They suffered a lot. Even though they were unhappy, they still moved, as they would say, forward, and always tried to do right things. With all of these hardships, they still held their heads up proudly and with dignity. What has helped us endure the hardship that you have experienced during your life? If you could live your life again, what would you do different than what you did before?
That didn't have a question mark.
Oh, did it have a question mark there? Okay.
Just this one.
Okay.
So
You can go ahead and roll into it. Go ahead.
What would I do different if I had my life
No,
over
let
again?
her ask the question first, and then because I'm going to have to edit it. Go ahead, ask.
What has helped you endure the hardship that you have experienced on your life?
Well, I tell you, as I say, I hark back to my church life. That helps you endure anything. I look forward to Sunday, to be in church, and to worship, and to sing. That was it. That transcends all hardships you can have. A lot of hardships you have in your lifetime can occur in the family too. See, siblings and the different feelings they have one to another. And as we spoke about before, difference in color of skin has caused it, even conflicts in some families. When you have some children lighter than the others, some darker than the others. See.
What has helped you endure the hardship that you have experienced on life?
Like I say, a good mother and father and my church life.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's it.
Okay. If you could live your life again, what would you do different than what you did before?
Really nothing. I'll tell you why. Even though it maybe seem hard, maybe I wasn't pleasing my mother and father and everything, but in my life there's one thing I wanted, was to be a wife and a mother, and that I would never change.
What things would you like to see done for a better world tomorrow?
Well, I'd like to see the families get back together where there's a father figure in the home, and girls would wait to have children when they finish their education. And I'd like to see the education systems change, that they wouldn't espouse children having babies and giving out condoms and all those things to give license for doing the thing. I think people should get education, get themselves set in life so that they're prepared for married life. Because there is a great responsibility for married life. If they start young, it doesn't matter how young, but they must dedicate themselves to doing just that, not just, frivolous.
What would you say to young people today that would help them face the unknown world of tomorrow?
Well, first of all, as my life is, get in with God's kingdom or in His group, because there's two factions in this world, factions of evil and good. Get in with the ones that's in what we know as religious field, regardless of what school of thought it is. That does give the children some kind of background. And also, if they don't have a father in the home, they can lift themselves above that. Or if they don't have a mother that's right, they can stand for the thing that's right. Depends on the personality of the person.
Do you have a special message that you would like to leave for your family?
For my family, tell them like I said, like an old man said to me one time, live as long as I have and die when you can't help it. Yeah, that was an 89-year-old man told me that. Hey baby, live as long as I have and die when you can't help it. That's it. So what do I mean live? Live a good life. Just being alive is not living. Doing the things that's worthwhile. Loving your neighbor as yourself. Above all, love your own self so that you can love someone else.
Is there anything that we did not cover that you would like to talk about?
Sure. You didn't cover about my bad feet. I have hurting feet. Wear the proper shoes so when you get old, your feet won't go out of line. Take care of yourself while you're young. You won't have to worry about when arthritis steps in. That is an important thing, though, even though it seems to be facetious, but it really is important. I thought nothing of wearing high heels when I was 11 years old. I mean, spike heels. It's telling its tale today, because I have arthritis. But other than that, like I say, family life is most important, and having something worthwhile to do. The children today have no responsibilities in their home. We were children, one had to clean the steps down, one had to scrub the front steps, other had to clean the doorbell. Who cleans doorbells today? Polish doorbell? Nobody. Nobody wants to do anything. All they want to eat and run. Don't want to, and keep that family together by eating your meals together. Never run in and get a sandwich and run out. Sit down together. The family that prays and eats together stays together too.
Tell young people how to learn how to use a knife and fork.
That's right. That's where you learn. You learn.
You still gonna sing? Well, I'm sorry for saying, you still gonna sing the song?
Yeah, well, I can. This is called the Sweet Spirit. People ask me how I can get along in this house, how I can do the things I could do. I attribute to the words of this song, and I'll try to sing it. I'm not in a very good voice, but I'll try. That my voice is on that, but I'll sing along with it. Turn it up, Monkey. Yeah. Is that high as it'll go? There's a sweet, sweet spirit in the That's how I do it. That's how I can keep the things that I'm doing. This Holy Spirit that's in me, that sweet Spirit, the Lord. And that beautiful song, it.
Yes, it is.
I was just lucky enough to catch it on a tape one day, and I had the book with it in it. So then I have another one that I sing, but I have asthma, that's why my voice is scratchy.
Oh, okay. But it was, you still sang beautiful.
Hmm?
You still sang beautiful. I liked it.
Yeah. How'd you like that, Pumpkin?
Oh, beautiful. Oh, yeah. Got a little choked up myself.
Guess who the first one introduced that to me?
Who?
Mac.
Is that right? How you like that?
Mac. And the day I heard it come on the radio, the Camden station, I jumped and grabbed a tape and put it right in it.
Is that right? Boy,
That's
you
right.
fast.
And Mac used to play that all the time. That's what Mac used to play when she was playing for the choir.
How you like that?
So I'll always remember her for that.
How you like that?
So,
Well, let me run about a couple seconds and kill the mics. And then I'll let you see the last part of it. No, I won't have time to let you see the whole thing. Cool. Well, that was a good experience.
yeah,
Yeah.
it climaxed for me to sing that. Not that I got a voice, but I just love singing it. I don't know how it sounds. When I put it on a tape with the microphone, it didn't sound so good to me, but it feels good.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, it feels good when it
It
says.
sounded good, yeah.